Hey there, this is Bruce, and today I've got a game for you with the Japanese Battleship Kongo, that's tier 5. And let's jump right into the action. This is a domination game, so we're on the offensive here, trying to capture our second point. We already have one in the middle, and this is the first salvo on another battleship from the Americans here, New York, and this is a very nice salvo, 12,000 damage in 5 hits. Because he's presenting his broadside very nicely, and while my guns reload I'm going straight towards him so that I don't actually present so much of a target. And now my ship is slowing down a bit because I want to stay here in the circle to capture the point, and meanwhile I keep shooting at this New York here. Now there is quite a bit of an cluster of enemies here right in front of this capture point, so we have to be a bit careful here. If they hit us too often, then we can't capture the point, but it looks like it's alright because pretty much a lot of the ships in my team are actually coming with me, so this is not a solo operation here. It's nice, and we got the point. So now this offensive action here was a bit costly. We already lost 3 ships. The enemy didn't lose any yet, so that's the advantage of being a bit more defensively, I guess. And here on my left side we're about to lose another of our ships, so now we're 4 down. Doesn't look too good, but now here I have a cruiser in my sights of the enemy. That's the St. Louis, which looks like it doesn't need a lot of convincing to die, and indeed I bring it down. First kill for our team. It's a Citadel hit, so really a normal hit would have sufficed, but Citadel all the better. And now I'm kind of trying to get out of here. I'm right in front of this island, so unfortunately I can't go back, so I have to either go towards the enemy or present my broadside here. That's a bit unfortunate, that's why I'm taking a bit of damage here. And now I'm trying to shoot this German cruiser here, and I'm missing my shot. Somehow behaving weirdly, even though I should actually see that it's basically standing still, right? Because next to this sinking cruiser, you see it's almost standing still. But I didn't quite get that while I was playing, so that's why my shots are missing there. I actually thought he was going forward. Anyway, now I'm hoping. So now I'm a bit out of the danger zone. It's just 2 cruisers in the immediate vicinity, and because I missed the shots of this other cruiser, I'm now targeting the right one, and indeed that's 1 hit, but a good one. Citadel hit brings him down to 13 HP, so basically he just needs another look to die. And I hope a friendly cruiser here can give him the rest, and yep, there he goes, 2nd kill for our team. Still, we lost 4, so we're still a bit down, but we're ahead on points, although the midpoint we're now losing. So we caught up a bit on ships, but we lost a point in the meantime, so that's a bit bad. So basically we just have the right point C, whereas the enemy team has the other 2. So if this continues this way, we're gonna lose. My team isn't really spread out too well. There's a few ships in the middle, otherwise it's just on my side. A lot of the people all gathering around me, essentially. Now, there's a bit of action going on off screen here. The enemy now lost 4 ships, we lost 5, so at least on the ship count we're sort of even, but still we are behind on points, and this is why I'm starting to go back towards the center, trying to later recapture the midpoint and maybe another, because long term we're gonna lose if we don't capture another point. So now I'm just, while going back towards the center, I'm just shooting at the one ship that's basically in range, and that's this New York battleship here, which initially I already battered a bit, but it's far away, so it's unlikely there's going to be too much damage, really. But my entire fleet is shooting at him, so who knows. Now the good thing about this particular ship here, as opposed to the American battleship line, is that the Japanese have pretty fast battleships, especially this Kongo here, more than 30 knots. That's pretty fast, so I mean it's a big map, and this speed here allows me to get faster to the mid in order to contest this midpoint and capture it. So, meanwhile, all of our ships in the middle died, and now we're down to 5 ships, whereas the enemy still has 8. So 5 against 8 ships doesn't look too good. Also, the enemy has 2 points versus us 1, so it really doesn't look too good. We really need to turn this around. We really need to sink some ships here if we want to still have a chance. So yeah, my allied ships here, they didn't get the memo, so right now I'm kind of the only one going towards the middle. Maybe another cruiser is joining me, but otherwise there's just our carrier around here, and he's not in the best position in front of the island, whereas he should be in the back. So the others are rushing him now. They want to, whenever you see a carrier, you want to sink it, so that's why I'm protecting him. And indeed, there was this cruiser a bit too quickly to try and sink this carrier, and that's when I picked him off. He presented his broadside, and that's so I could land a nice citadel hit right under the magazine, I think, and that killed him. Nice. So that's the second kill for me. So now the enemies only have 7 ships to go, and now there's another battleship here, the Miyogi, and also presenting its broadside so that I can land hopefully a few nice hits. I'm also not as much angled as I should be, I guess. That's just because when I want to... yeah. And now I notice, okay, there's this very heavily battered American battleship, so I should sink this one rather quickly, I hope. Just 2 turrets ready. Take the shot, and yup, precision shot, that was enough. Now, while I'm shooting here, I'm slowing down a bit. That's in order to confuse the enemy. If I'm lucky, they miscalculate, they don't see that I'm slowing down, and then their shells miss because they give them too much lead. Let's see whether that works out. No, not really. They continue to hit me. But I land a nice citadel hit in return, so this Japanese battleship here doesn't look too comfy anymore. Yeah, basically now I'm facing 2 ships at once, right? This battleship here and the cruiser who just set me on fire. That's a bit inconvenient. I decided to let it burn for a while because I still have a lot of HP, and typically the repair party recovers a lot of this lost HP. And meanwhile I sink the enemy battleship, so now it's just this one cruiser in the immediate vicinity. And all the while we didn't lose any ships, right? So now I killed 3. We didn't lose any, so now we're back 5 against 5. Now it looks like it could be doable. Although, and in fact we're actually ahead on points, even though all the time we had fewer points captured. And that's just because we killed a lot of ships here. Now, there's this cruiser, and I landed another citadel hit. That's the 5th of this battle. It's, wow, I mean, this Kongo is really a citadel machine. And this cruiser just beached, so he can't move. He has to go backwards a bit, so he's very predictable and very slow, and that should allow me to sink him. And what makes matters worse, he's actually his broadside presented beaching, so it should allow me to, yeah, kill him. So that's the 5th kill of the battle, very quickly actually. And also we already got the heroic achievement Confederate. So that went well, and then there's this New York battleship from the beginning, down to his last HP, I guess, but he's far away, so maybe we won't be able to sink him just yet. But it looks a bit better, although we still only have 1 point versus the 2 points that the enemy has, so we're losing points over time, and indeed that's why the enemy is ahead on points. In terms of ships, it's 4 against 4, so it's still open, but we need to make something happen. In particular, we need to capture a point, and this is why I'm now going towards the middle, even though it's not the best positioning for me. I have a battleship on my back and a battleship on the front, so basically I'm sort of sandwiched here. Usually not a situation you want to be in, but, well, I can't really choose my battles here. I have to go in now. I have to capture, otherwise we'll just lose too many points, and yeah, won't be able to catch up to the enemy. So I'm going in, even though I'm exposed. My HP, well, I'm slightly less than half HP, but in a few seconds I can recover a bit, use the repair party. So hopefully I can survive a bit longer to at least capture one more point. Now this New York here, he didn't really run away, he ran towards me, but he's hiding now behind the island. And yeah, I want to kill this guy. I mean, he's low HP, and killing him would give us some points, so I'm going towards the midpoint, capturing it. Meanwhile, I'm closing in on this New York. My ship is obviously faster, so I should be able to get him. Yeah, so where is he? There's no direct line of sight, so I just know he's somewhere behind this island here. Maybe he's running right now, or maybe he's just preparing to engage. And yeah, he's not running, so he's just hovering behind the island, probably trying to give me a good broadside or something. But really, one good hit would actually sink him, and this is really point-blank range, right? So I shouldn't mess this up. The problem now is that there's a torpedo bomber coming in. I'm a bit afraid. I should turn towards it so that the torpedoes don't hit me all on the side. And this is of course perfectly timed. Now this battleship comes up from behind the island and can hurt me, but I pull the trigger a bit faster, and yeah, I have to swallow one torpedo, but really that's not too bad considering the situation. I get out of this with almost no HP loss, so that's pretty cool. And we're still behind on points, but now we finally have more points captured, 2 versus 1 of the enemy, and in terms of ships it's 3 against 3. Now, if nothing else happens in this game, we might actually win this, but it's gonna be close, because it's only 3 minutes left. We get more points over time, but the enemy is still ahead. So best thing is to really capture another point. That's why I'm going now to point A here on the left side. And this is where really this battleship is really valuable, because it's so fast, right? I can capture all these points with an American battleship. I just couldn't do it. It would be way too slow. Now, meanwhile, the enemy carrier is still sending planes after me, torpedo bombers. But I have to say, he's not particularly adept at doing this. He only managed to hit me once with a torpedo, and now here he had a full bomber squad and he didn't manage to drop a single torpedo. My anti-air shot them down way before that. Okay, so now last point to capture. I'm in the circle, slowing down so that we can finish capturing this area. And now it's really close. Basically, if we lose a ship now, we actually lost. If we sink a ship, we should win. And if nothing happens, we capture this, then we should also win when time's up. Now, while I'm capturing here, I'm just taking this long-distance shot on this Kongo. So same ship as me, but you can see it looks differently. It doesn't have the upgrades. It didn't have the hull upgrades. So that's why it doesn't have these towers on the ship. Now there's, again, torpedo bombers coming in. This time he's actually managing to drop them, but time's up. He didn't manage to hit those in time. And this is why we win the game. And it's incredibly close, and in the meantime we were behind so much. I mean, pretty much all the time we were behind on the points that we captured, and also we were behind on ships typically. Then we come back pretty much at the last second. So that's why it's a pretty cool game, and I think really this is just, you can only do this with the Japanese battleship. The Americans would have been too slow to recapture all of these points in time. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the game. I think it was pretty interesting, simply because it was a lot of offensive action and capturing and recapturing, and I hope you enjoyed it. So, see you next time.